Yo, what's up people, it's Lucas and Ellie here. We're back on the Lucas and Ellie channel, and today we're going to be doing matchday predictions for matchday 11. So, let's not waste any time and let's get on. So the first match of matchday 11 is Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United. Not gonna lie, I'm a bit nervous for this match after what happened last week. So let's go on what happened last match week for Tottenham. Now, Tottenham. Where is it? Tottenham lost 1-0 to Chelsea at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium last week, and Manchester United dropped points to Nottingham Forest. They brought 2-2. It could have been a loss for United, but Amad Diallo was probably one of the goals of the season. Just first time volleys it into the net, back of the net. It was definitely one of my favourite goals in this Premier League season so far. Who do I think is going to win? I want to be hopeful for United. I know. Okay, yes, we're definitely better than last season, because just look at it, we have 17 points and we're in 8th place, so that's already a massive improvement. In fact, I did predict United to finish in 7th this season. It's difficult because Tottenham are also like a team that are still figuring out. They play more defensive now, and I know United struggle against. I know United struggles against teams who play a low block. But at the same time, Tottenham are not used to playing with a low block, so you might have a play. They used to go out and attacking football. That's what they're all about, really. So maybe they still need. I feel like they're getting used to their more defensive awareness situation. But so anyway, now you might call me biased, but I'm gonna say it will be a 1-0 United win, just because I feel like we have something to prove, and we need to get our revenge against Tottenham after the Europa League final, and not just the Europa League final, in the Carabao Cup, in the Premier League. I can't remember last time we beat Tottenham, so I feel like this is the perfect time to do it when Tottenham are still like kind of figuring out who they are. They were doing so well, and then they kind of slowed down a bit, and then obviously they just lost to Chelsea at home. Yes, I know they beat Copenhagen 4-0 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium yesterday with an incredible goal from Mickey van der Ven, but come on, they're playing Copenhagen. Not to disrespect them, but Tottenham were always going to win that match. So, but I feel like United will be back to winning ways. It won't be pretty though. I think Tottenham will have more of the ball, and I feel like we will struggle, and I think we might just catch them on the counter attack maybe. So yeah, next up it is Fulham versus Everton. Now Fulham obviously got that important 3-0 win at Craven Cottage against Wolves. Wolves were sent down to 10 men. And Everton, they drew on Monday to Sunderland, which it was an incredible goal from Iliman Ndiaye, and also it was a really good goal from Granit Xhaka as well. I feel like Sunderland I won that game, honestly, but I think some of the calls that the ref made in that game was abysmal. I watched it, and the ref was having a generational stinker. So I'm going to make this quick. I'm going to say it will be a 2-1 win for Everton, just because home advantage. Fulham were playing against a Wolves team that aren't that good. So yeah. I keep saying so. Next up, we got West Ham United versus Burnley. Now, congratulations to West Ham. I'm pretty sure they got their first win of the season against Newcastle. It was a 3-1 win against Newcastle at the London Stadium. They're back at the London Stadium. They're playing Burnley. Can they do it again? No. I don't think they will lose though. I think, hear me out. I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. Now Burnley, if I'm correct, they did lose 2-0 to Arsenal, but come on, everyone's losing to Arsenal at this point. But I feel like it's steady progress with Nuno Espirito Santos. I feel like it's steady steps at the moment. I think they go on the right track on winning against Newcastle, but at the same time, I think Newcastle. I don't think the West Ham were good. Well, they were. I'm not going to make them worse. I just feel like I feel like Newcastle just had an off day, and I do believe they're playing in the Champions League today as well. So I'll keep an eye on that game as well. But yeah, I just feel like it's gonna be a draw. Next up is Sunderland versus Arsenal. What a match this would be. Obviously, Arsenal won 2-0 at Fulham. No, at Burnley. And then Sunderland got that 1-0 draw against Everton, which they should have won that game. If I want to be quite frank with you, I feel like this is where Sunderland will get their first defeat at the Stadium Line. I'm gonna go to a 1-0 win for Arsenal. Prove me wrong, though. I would like to prove me wrong, but Arsenal are just on fire. They're just on fire. Even in the Champions League, they got a good win over at, against Slavia Prague. So good win. Next up, it is Chelsea take on Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, before I say anything about this, Wolves have sacked Victor Pereira, so they will be without a manager this match, or they'll be with a caretaker manager. Do I still think they'll win? Now, Chelsea obviously got that 1-0 win at Tottenham, a very impressive win. It was a must win after losing to Sunderland 2-1 at Stamford Bridge, so a good response to losing to Sunderland. Wolves obviously lost 3-0 to Fulham. Do I think Wolves can get a win here? No, I'm gonna say 2-0. Now, originally when I looked at this fixture in the last match week, I said 3-0. But since I feel like Wolves I want to prove something without Victor Pereira, I think they might start getting better results. However, I'm still not quite sure if I don't know who they're looking at, because Sean Dyche obviously went to Nottingham Forest. So I don't know who they could possibly get out of a job, maybe, I don't know. But at the moment, I'm just going to say 2-0 to Chelsea. But I feel like Wolves are going to start looking better and better this season. Next up is Aston Villa versus Bournemouth. Aston Villa, that's obviously got that 2-0 defeat at Anfield. I'm not impressed with Villa. I'm not impressed with Villa. They had to take advantage of a weakened Liverpool side and they didn't. But anyway, and then Bournemouth, they got a 3-1. They got the first defeat of the season to Man City away, which that cyborg, that robot scored again. Haaland. I can't deal with Haaland anymore. Honestly, I'm getting fed up of this. Really, I'm getting fed up with this. Who do I think is going to win here? I think Bournemouth are going to win, and they're going to back to winning ways here. I know this is quite quick. I just noticed this, so maybe I'll take it down a notch, slow it down maybe. But anyway, next up it is Crystal Palace versus Brighton. It is the M16 derby or the M26 derby. I can't remember what this derby was called, but it's the rivalry, the most underrated rivalry. Crystal Palace versus Brighton. Obviously, Brighton got a very good win, bounce back win after losing to Manchester United 4-2 by beating Leeds 3-0 at the Amex. And Crystal Palace, Crystal Palace, they got that a really good win against Brentford 2-0. Who do you think is going to win here? I'm gonna go with a bit of a shock. I wanna be, this is biased because I hate Crystal Palace. I'm gonna say a 1-0 win to Brighton. Now obviously the most logical answer is to go with the draw here. But I just want to see, I really just want to see Brighton beat Crystal Palace. I'm begging, please. I can't even remember the last time Brighton beat Crystal Palace. So please, Brighton, please beat these motherfuckers. Excuse me the language. Next up it is Brentford versus Newcastle United. Now, Brentford obviously lost to Crystal Palace 2-0. Newcastle got an embarrassing defeat to West Ham United 3-0, 3-1. This is quite hard. It's hard to predict the Premier League. I'm gonna go with something. I'm gonna go with a 2-0 win for Brentford here. G-Check Community Stadium. They're in London. Newcastle had to travel to London again. Now I am doing this before they play their fixture, so I don't know how well they do in the Champions League this season. No, this match week for the Champions League video. Anyway, on to the penultimate game of the matchday 11. It is Nottingham Forest got against Leeds. Nottingham Forest, they were so close against Manchester United. They were losing 1-0 and then they, in the second half, scored 2 quick goals, and then they were hanging on for dear life, and then I think it was the 80th minute, let me double check. It was the 81st minute, Amad Diallo volleys it into the corner of the net and equalised the game, and they could have lost this game for us if it wasn't for Murillo's clearing it off the line, clearing Amad Diallo's shot off the line. Now I think this is good progress for us. They're getting there. They're building momentum here. Back at the City Ground, obviously Leeds lost to Brighton 3-0. Leeds are a difficult team to predict. I'm gonna go with a bit of a. I'm gonna go with a 1-1 draw here. I just feel like Leeds are like a team that draws a lot as well, and I feel like they're going to frustrate Nottingham Forest a bit. I feel like they will score first, Leeds, and then Nottingham Forest will equalise, and then I think it's going to stay that way. But let me know if that is the right call. So yeah. Next is the game of the week. Manchester City versus Liverpool. Now Liverpool got a bounce back win against Aston Villa. Also they got a win against Real Madrid in the Champions League yesterday. Very pissed about that result. I was actually fuming. I almost threw my chair out the. I'm not gonna say the window. Almost out the room. I almost threw my chair. Okay, that's a lie. I did kind of get mad though. That did happen. Man City also got that a really good win against Bournemouth 3-1. Who do I think is going to win here? I'm going to say Manchester City are going to win 1-0 at the Etihad. And yet again it will go from Holland. So guys, let's calculate and see where every team will finish this match week. So if everything goes to plan, Arsenal will be in first, Man City will be in second, Bournemouth will jump back into third place, or no, will jump into third place. Chelsea will be in fourth place. Man United will be in fifth place. Liverpool will be in sixth. Brighton will be in seventh. Sunderland will be in eighth. Tottenham Hotspur will be in ninth. Crystal Palace will be 10th. Brentford will be 11th. Everton will be in 12th. Aston Villa will be in 13th. Newcastle United will be in 14th. Leeds will be in 15th. Fulham will be in 16th. Burnley will be in 17th. West Ham United still in the relegation zone in 18th. Nottingham Forest in 19th, and Wolves yet again in 20th place. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Don't know, might be next week's Premier League prediction. Might do like another match reaction to Manchester United again. But guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye and peace out.